Hey guys, welcome to the video of my calf workout. We're jumping straight into it today. This is the first exercise. It's basically a multiple set. You're going to be doing a few different sets of calf raises on different areas. You start off with barbell calf raises. I do them on a Smith machine to keep balance. I'm using 100 kilos on this and my feet on a box. You'll see them going nice and slow, squeezing at the top and stretching at the bottom to get maximum contraction and stretch every time. Do 10 reps of these. Then I come out from under the weight and do 10 reps with just body weight, making sure to get a good stretch and a good squeeze at the top every time. Try not to hold onto the bar, make sure all the work is done with your calf muscles. After this I step off and I move on to the floor, which you'll see in a second. I'm doing 10 reps of each different type of exercise in one big circuit. The burn you get from doing this is absolutely insane. So I carry on with just my body weight on the floor, just doing the top half of the rep to get a really strong contraction at the top. I have to stamp my feet because it hurts like hell. Then move on to a plate, so carry on with a bit more stretch and a bit more squeeze at the top. Plate's wobbling, so make sure you put your feet in the correct position. So 10 reps on there, just like with everything else. And then from there, I move to the front of the plate, as you'll see in a second, where I'll put my heels on the plate. Doing this means that you're only squeezing the top part of the rep, and the contraction is really, really strong at that top portion. So it's a really, really good exercise to do. It also works the soleus as well as the gastroc, so you're working all of the calf muscle together, which is a very, very strong one. From there, I've gone to 1 foot. By this point, my calves are absolutely dead, so doing 1-footed calf raises after all of that is really, really hard. You can't see my face, but I'm straining like crazy at this point. So do 10 on one leg, and then swap and do 10 on the other. I took my foot behind just to make sure that all the strain is on the leg. When doing the calf raise, I keep my legs straight the whole time. There is obviously debate about locking your knees, but I feel if you've got your leg bent, you start to bend your knees at the top of the rep, so the range of motion is slightly less than it would be normally. Finally, I move back onto the rack and finish off to failure on here. So go right through. I can only get a couple of reps, so just make sure to get a really, really strong contraction. Really squeeze hard at the top, even though I'm only doing a couple of reps. But by this point, you're absolutely fatigued beyond anything you've done before in calves, so it really, really does hurt. And then just to really finish them off, just go burn right through to failure on these. Next exercise is leg press calf raises. Having your body bent on 90 degrees takes some of the strain off your glutes and hamstrings and puts it more onto your calves. So making sure to use the same style, good stretch and a good squeeze at the top. I do a double bounce at the top just to make sure I'm getting full contraction. So aim for around 8 to 10 reps on these, try and go as heavy as you can. And then once I've done as many as I can doing them like that, what I do is move my feet up higher on the plate and literally just do the very, very top of the contraction. It's really hard to do, just really try and squeeze that tiny little bit up and it just burns really deep into the muscle. Final exercise I do is farmer's walk with plates on my tiptoes. Although you look a bit ridiculous doing this, like I've been violated by Ronnie Coleman, it is very, very good for an isometric contraction on the calf muscles. Walk a length of the gym, whatever distance you want, get to the end, do 10 calf raises, turn around and go again. I generally do about 5 or 6 length of this, and by the time you're finished, you get really, really strong burn in your calves. Trying to hold that contraction at the top is really, really hard after all the exercise you've done before. So it's a great finishing exercise to do.